How's it going? Welcome back to the B.A.F Garage YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing some updates. We're going to be painting the mini tub, seam seal, and all that stuff. We got some really cool stuff to show you. Let's check it out. I've got everything seam sealed in here now, finally. So we're gonna wait on this to dry. I'll probably have to wait a couple days with how cold it is, but I went ahead and took the rest of the sound deadening out back here. I'm gonna paint all of this back here black, and then I think we're gonna do maybe a piece of carbon to cover this spare tire well. So I've got the old anti-roll bar cut out and all of that. So we are ready for our parts from Tin Soldiers. So that is one reason why I wanted to jump on this so early, is so I could take my time on a lot of this stuff. So we also went ahead and got the quarter plastics cut. I'm gonna clean these up just a little bit more, but they look really good when they're in the car, and I will definitely show you that. We also got the new fuel cell. So this is from Rhodes Race Cars. Fuel sending unit included, rollover, and then the only thing that I did, the return on this was an 8, and I'm sure if I'd have been thinking about it, I could have told them and they would have put a 10 in there for me, because my return's a 10, but just popped a fitting in there, no problem. And it's got 2 8A in outs, so it's gonna work really well with what we have already. And then the only other thing that we have done in the meantime is I used to have my expansion tank plumbed to the top of this water manifold. That was kind of proving to have some issues. Anytime that you would turn the, like if you opened up this radiator cap, turn the water pump on, the fluid level would fall, obviously. I want that thing as full as I can get it to start with, and then when it needs to bleed off, it can bleed off. But when you turn the water pump on, it pressurizes that, so it would blow the coolant out of there. So we went ahead and added a fitting here and plugged that off. So now we will have a straight passage to the radiator. So I'm not gonna bore you all with a bunch of time lapse. So as soon as this is painted, I'll cut the camera back on, show you what that looks like. And then of course, as soon as we get the stuff from Tin Soldiers, we're ready to drop the hammer and get that done so we can get the chassis set up and ready to go test. So testing around here, I think, is gonna start the first week of March, it looks like. So I've only got, let's see, I think it's the first week in February. So if I wanna make the first test session, I got like 3-4 weeks, but this is also something I'm not gonna rush. We are gonna take our time and make sure we get everything assembled properly. So yeah, all of these parts have to make their way back into the car. So better quit talking, we should get back to work. Got everything painted back here, got the panels just kind of set in here for right now. They'll still need to be bolted down, but pretty happy with how everything is looking back here. We have made a couple more changes. Like I said, I've just been trying not to bore y'all with just like a little snippet here, a little snippet there. So we got our parts from TBM for the new axle housing, because the mounting brackets, the mounting brackets change, and so do the rotor hats. So we got both of those in. We got some new lighter springs for the rear coilovers. Not sure if we'll have to go lighter than this, but these are 25 pounds lighter than what we had on it to try to get our ride height right. I did make one more big purchase. So we're switching turbos one more time. This is an FIS 88102. And this, I think, is gonna get us where we are trying to go. So I've got the rear housing off of it. I went ahead and sent that off to Jake Tinsley to have him do the heat coating on it. So he should have gotten that, I think, today. So we'll wait on that to be turned around. I did just talk to Tin Soldiers, and it looks like we are gonna be, our housing should be done probably end of next week. So that's super exciting. If you saw the last video, we got the new wheels in, got them sent off to McFab bead locks. They got these bead locked for us, and we drilled these out to be a 5/8 stud. So going with the 275 6015 Hoosier DR3, we're going to give those a go. And stuff has started to show up from Strange. So we got a 35 spline spool, axles to match, and all the bearings and everything, new gear, diff cover, all that fun stuff. The axle studs that did come were a little short, so we've ordered new ones of those. And then if you saw the wheel video too, I showed you these lug nuts here. Now, I did have to make a change on these. They sat really far off the face of these wheels, and so I took these to work, and we turned off 200 thousandths off of these. So with these wheels, with an 1.5 inch length shoulder stud kit, let's see, I think we had part number A1037, we went to A1039. With that stud, with the TBM rotor hats, these wheels, and 200 thousandths turned off of these, they are gonna sit nice on the wheel, and the stud has to protrude through the lug nut for NHRA rules. So that should give us a little over 100 thousandths to stick out here. So we should be good to go there. And I'm gonna show y'all what I'm hoping the ride height's gonna end up looking like. I'm not sure if we'll have to change front springs or do something there, but I'm on hold for any of that. We're gonna get everything else done here before we spend any money or take any guesswork. But this is kind of where I'm hoping the rear end ends up. So, not super tucked, just about even with the top of the tire. And then that still gives us several inches of down travel, which when we install the shocks, the end game goal is gonna be to only have like 1 inch of shock shaft showing. So if that's the case, we definitely don't gotta worry about this thing rubbing. There's plenty of room, front, back, up, down. So as long as this is about where we end up, I'm gonna be super happy. So yeah, we're gonna kind of slow down on what we've got left to do. We got the fuel cell, so we can run a fuel level sending wire from the dash back to the back, and just we're gonna do some little things like that just to kind of keep trucking. When these parts show up, I want to get this thing back together so we're still just steady making some progress, and that way it's not a whole bunch of work all at once.